कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Ravana approaches Maricha. He hatches the plan of abducting Sita. Despite Maricha's warnings, requests, suggestions, Ravana is inflexible. He was incorrigible as well. He said, I will not leave this opportunity to abduct Rama's wife Sita. True to his description, Paradarabhimarishanam. He was always interested in other person's wives. Now, when Maricha finally has to choose between denial and death, he chooses the latter. He says, as per Vyasavakyam in Sri Mahabharatam, that I would, given a choice, I would love to die in the hands of somebody as superior as Rama, like how you will be dying your death in the future. Maricha says this and becomes the gem-studded golden deer. He runs hither and thither. Sita is amazed at this deer. She approaches Rama and says that I need to have this deer kridartham, for the purpose of playing. I need to have a pet. All this 13 years of their vanavasam, no such problem occurred. This is the last year. So she says, I need the gem-studded golden deer. That is when Lakshmana comes. And he says, Mata, since this situation, the other deers of the same community as this is coming closer to this deer, smelling it, sensing something different and running away. Rama, in my understanding, this is not a deer at all. It is the disguise of a deer which somebody has taken. And that somebody in large probability could be Maricha. You remember Rama? We killed Subahu and drove away Maricha. And if we are assuming that all the demons of Janasthana are dead, we are wrong. Maricha is alive and Maricha has such powers to come in the form of a golden deer. This must be Maricha. Te mei namaham manye Maricham rakshasam mrigam मृगो ह्येवं विधौ रत्नं विचित्रो नास्ति राघव जगत्यां जगती नाथ मायैषा हि न संशयः. Don't doubt at all. See, all the other deers are running. Samudvikshya cha sarvetam mrigayenyeva necharaha upagamya samagraya Vidravanti disho dasha. They are running in all possible directions smelling this deer. Of course, in the regional transcreations of Ramayana, there is another reason what Lakshmana attributes. He says, Rama, without a reason we shouldn't kill. Hunting may be the pastime of Rajas, Kshatriyas, but that shouldn't become an addiction. So we should not use an exception as the norm, the general rule. So this is the other reason. So maybe the society had become more civilized, killing animals or hunting animals was not very pure. So that is how these transcreations have carried that thought. They must have interspersed this thought in their creations, but Valmiki doesn't give that reason. Now, Rama says Sita has asked for something. Sita generally doesn't ask. If she were so avaricious about comforts and materials, she would have stayed in Ayodhya. She has left, relinquished all the comforts and come with me. Tell me, in 13 years, she has not asked for anything. Now she is asking for the golden deer, that too to play, not even to be hunted or consumed. So why should I not fetch that deer for her, Lakshmana? Your reasons could be valid or invalid, but I need to fetch. At that point, he says, Pradakshine pakshina Jatayusha buddhimata cha Lakshmana Bhava pramattaha pratigrihya maithilim Pradakshinam sarvata eva shankitaha. See, I know the situation in a forest, a dense forest such as this is not great. So, I leave you to take care of Sita. Sita is under your protection, Lakshmana. Be vigilant. Be vigilant about everything and everybody around you. Take care of Sita. And Rama left. He ran behind the deer. The deer started running. See, only because it could understand, comprehend their conversations. The moment Rama finished his warning message to Lakshmana, the deer started running. The beauty is, Rama started going behind the deer. Tulasidas ji in Ramcharitmanas says, see, the Vedas, the Rig, Yajuhu, Sama, Atharvanam, through its mantras, the Vedamata is in search of you. Paramatma, Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana, Rama. The Vedas are in search of you. They are checking Rig after Rig, Yajus after Yajus, Samam after Samam, Mantra after Mantra. How do I understand Paramatma better? That is their objective. And they are running here and there to understand you. While they are for millenniums of years, Anadi Kalam, they have been in search of you, Paramatma, Rama. You are running behind this deer. When Lord Shiva, Goswami Tulsidas ji mentions, when Shiva is in search of the essence of Ramanamam, we have many statements, right? Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. These are all Ishvara Vakyam, Shiva Vakyam. So Shiva wants to understand you better. The Vedas want to understand you better. The Vedas and Lord Shiva are going behind you, Rama, to understand you and your attributes. And you are running behind this deer. Nigamaneti sivdhyana pava maya vrid pache sodhava. So, Rama starts running behind the deer. As soon as he runs behind the deer also uses all its might to run at its highest speed. It runs on 4 legs, Rama on 2. So, it can run much better. That is our understanding. It runs so well. Now, it runs so well because in our local legend, Valmiki doesn't mention till where the deer ran. Imagine we are now stationed in the ashramam built by Lakshmana for Rama and Sita by the banks of river Godavari in Nashik Panchavati, which is Nasik today, closer to Mumbai in Maharashtra. And the deer runs all the way for a very great distance. Rama also chases the deer, which is the place which supposedly the local legend believes where the deer was killed by Rama. It is Mrugavadhe. Mrugavadhe is the name of the village. Mruga in Sanskritam generally means animal. When used as a proper noun, it also means the deer. Vadham is a Sanskrit word which means death, murder. Vadhe is a concocted version in Kannada language. Mrugavadhe, the place where the deer was killed. Where is this village? Near Shivamogga. It is today called Shivamogga. During a certain intermittent time, it was called Shimoga. So, Shimoga is Shivamogga. Near Shivamogga is a village called Mrugavadhe. Now, this is the place which the local legend believes Maricha as a deer was killed by Rama. Where did Rama start running from? Nasik. That is Maharashtra, this is Karnataka. As per Google Maps, the distance is 900 kilometers. And Rama did not run taking breaks for about 4-5 days. Probably in a span of 1.5 to 2 hours, he must have run. which means if we take 2 hours for our calculation, 450 kilometers per hour is the speed, greater than the bullet train, right? Now comes the question, sir, is it possible or is it exaggerated? Maybe he would have just run for 1 or 2 kilometers and he would have killed. Possible. But the local, to agree upon that 1.5-2 kilometers, we must have a local legend in Maharashtra. Maharashtra doesn't have that local legend where that animal was killed. Whereas Karnataka has, and the place itself is called Mridavade. So we must also understand the ability of Kshatriyas in those days. If we look even at some of our African brothers, very tall, 6.5 feet, 7 feet, long legs. Trust me, even with immense practice, I cannot match the running speed of an African brother. Why? Because their body construct, constitution, their body makeup, their skeletal system itself is built to take up that speed and intensity. And Rama is described as a person of 8 feet height in Sundara Kandam. So imagine 8 feet Rama running. Probably it would have been possible. And any act in our lives always requires willpower. See, on a general day, if I can read 50 pages, imagine somebody is putting a knife at somebody whom I love the most. I will read even 1000 pages. So it is that act, he wanted to do something for Sita, so that willpower would have given him that strength. He was tall, long legs would have given him that strength. In any case, Rama ran behind this deer. Did he kill? Why should he kill? Sita said, Kridartham. I want this deer for playing. This should be my pet animal, domesticated animal. Why should he kill? Because Rama, though he wanted to fetch this animal for Sita, for her to play like a pet, he was also very respectful towards his brother's suggestions. His brother said, this is not a deer, it is Maricha. And Rama had promised the rishis that he will annihilate all the demons. If this is a demon and this demon deer is using all its might to run so far, Rama sensed this could be no normal deer, it must be somebody of greater magical powers. So to the promise that he had to keep up with the rishis, he aimed an arrow at the deer. So if he aims an arrow and kills the deer and he brings the deer back by chance, what will Sita do with the deer? Because Kshatriyas also consumed the flesh of animals. I have told you, Kshatriyas were allowed to consume the flesh of animals. We may always have an assumption, Rama will eat only Jain food. No onion, no garlic. That is the Rama, in our house he will have that. But the Rama of Ramayana was a non-vegetarian. There is no doubt about it. People who have read the original Ramayana, people who have read the commentaries of the Ramayana will agree. So Sanatana Dharma of course attaches a lot of importance to vegetarianism. Ahara Shuddhau Sattva Shuddhihi, Sattva Shuddhau Dhruvasmatihi, simple food, vegetarian food, sattvic food will always help a person in spiritual progress, no doubt. But it doesn't say that a person who is entitled to have non-vegetarian food or who is enjoying or having non-vegetarian food can never get enlightenment. That person will rot in hell. That is not the way Sanatana Dharma looks at it. Later in the progression of the yugas, it is said that if you kill animals for your pleasure and consumption, you may be entitled to narakas. That is there. But originally, there were and there are communities that are allowed to consume non-vegetarian food. But I know a lot of my non-vegetarian friends, Astikas, who follow me. They also do not consume every day. On certain days they consume, certain days they don't consume. So, let us not get into this debate of vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Vegetarianism is always preferred. At the same time, when Rama kills the deer, don't wonder what he will do with the dead deer. Maybe the flesh could also be consumed. It was called venison. But what did he do with his skin? Because deers are poached in the forest for their hide, for their skin. What did he do with that? Many of them, they'll forget about what will happen to Sita after this. They will be worried only about the deer. What will he do with the deer? We will see what he will do with the deer tomorrow.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.